like, Dad, what are you laughing at? And he's just laughing at watching us.
At us.
But he loves when we bring him up. So, Dad, shout out to you. We have so much to talk about because you hate when I don't finish my meals.
And you provide the most content for our family. Hello.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Welcome back to Eat the Damn Cake. I am Carly.
And I'm Maddie.
And we're here back at it again.
It's another week.
Another week has gone by.
I don't know. This time it felt kind of faster.
It did.
And maybe it's because
was the longest week ever, but this week is flying by.
Yeah, I remember last week you were chatting about it. You're like, this week has been eternal. Because Carly was very, very busy last week. But this week has been better.
Yeah.
But I'm like, again, racking my brain. I'm like, how was the week? What happened this week? A whole lot. Oh no, you had a nice dinner this past weekend.
Yeah, I had a good weekend.
A nice weekend.
Yeah, it was fun.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah. I just got into the city a little bit, stayed at Citizen M. It was fun.
How was it?
Went to the North End for dinner. It's a tiny, tiny room.
Okay, so I've seen it on TikTok. Although we live in Boston, I've heard of Citizen M, but I saw it on TikTok and they were like, you need to stay at this really cool hotel in Boston. And they make it look like it's a lot bigger than it actually is.
Yeah, it's not big at all. Like you walk in and there's just a toilet and a shower to the right, the sink's on the left, and then the bed's right in front of you. And that's
Is there a door for the bathroom?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a little like, it's like you are sitting on the toilet and your toes are touching the shower. Like it's that close. Okay. So no one could be showering while you were shitting. Like you had to like,
Does that happen often to you?
Well, no. I mean, do you want me to expose you?
No. Oh, well, okay. Are we talking us too? Yeah, we've definitely pooped while the other's showering. If we're going into TMI. We have no boundaries in the house. Yeah. Someone's using the shower like, hey, can I come in? Already in the room.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
Hey, I'm coming in. Okay.
Yeah. No.
And Duke also.
Oh, so I can never fully shut a door because I'll be changing like half naked in my room and Duke will slam the door wide open and then sniff my ass and I'm like, excuse me, sir.
The thing with Duke though is like if the door is just like propped open, he goes out of his way to like wedge his nose at an angle so it just swings completely open. Yeah. So like you'll be going to the bathroom like you don't like I don't know why. Maybe like this I feel like this is going to have to be like a poll because like in your own home, do you go out of your do you shut the bathroom door all the way or do you just like brush it closed?
That's what I mean. I've always brushed it closed.
Don't ever shut it all the way now that I think about it. Like, and then I go to someone's house, I shut it, like I deadbolt it. Yeah. I'm like, oh, no, oh God.
But when I'm in my own house, I literally just like barely like raise
like a
the
good
door.
4 inches of it open. Like
but then Duke will just completely take away the privacy and just
like,
swing
now
the door
that I
open.
think about it though, like I never shut the door all the way.
Yeah, never.
And the only time I really do shut the door all the way is like if I'm sleeping, like in my room. But otherwise, if I'm in, I mean, you shut your door all the way if like you're in your room with Duke. Cause like if you don't shut the door, I feel like he'll like get up every time he hears someone walking by. Yeah. But otherwise we're like a household of just like
grazing the
door closed. I really want to hear from you all though. Like, I feel like it's not just an us thing.
I don't know
is that
like
weird?
I don't know. It might be normal. It might not be. I'll
be completely transparent. Like if I know no one's going to walk by, like I just pee with the door open.
Oh yeah.
Like walk in and I'll hear someone coming up the stairs. And I'll be like, don't walk by. Like I could completely avoid that
100%.
if I just shut the door.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Is that weird?
I don't know.
I feel like that's not weird for us.
I don't know. Anyways.
Maybe it's weird for like mom and dad. They're probably like fucking weirdos.
Yeah, please shut
the door. You're in your 20s.
Yeah.
Like grow
seriously.
up. A monster will coming at us if we shut the door all the way.
My dad tried to force Maddie to finish her plate of dinner last night. And my mom
go ahead.
And my mom was like, Maddie is an adult. She doesn't need you. And he's like, well, not under my roof. And my mom's like, yes, under your
still
roof.
An adult.
Still.
Well, we were eating salmon. And like we all know I'm battling a back injury, haven't been able to exercise, not exerting myself very much. And it's crazy. Your appetite changes a lot when you're not burning all those extra like calories and fuel. Like I don't need as much food right now because I'm not that hungry.
Yeah.
So I had a little bit of salmon, you know, just because you were all wondering, had a little bit and then took a little more. I was like, you know what? It's not hitting as good as it hit that first bite from the first time. So I didn't finish it. My dad's like, Madeline, finish your food. It's like as if like, how old are you? Are you 23? Take 23 more bites. Like and then I wanted dessert. He's like, well, you didn't finish dinner. And I'm like, okay, well,
Roger Byron, everyone.
Roger. And last week, actually, this is kind of funny. I walk in from the podcast last week. He goes, did I make it? And I go, what do you mean? He goes, did I make it onto the podcast?
Oh,
and I'm
my
like,
gosh.
Dad,
secretly loves to be.
Secretly, like every week we talk about him, he's like, oh, okay, so you're talking about me again? Yeah. And then he'll be like, did I make it? Yeah. I'm like, we know you secretly vibe for it. You're like, wait, listening. Actually, no. He's probably, you know, we're talking in the future now. He watches us while he walks on his treadmill.
Yeah.
So some days, if I'm ever there when he's there, I can hear him like chuckling. I'm like, Dad, what are you laughing at? And he's just laughing at watching us.
At us.
But he loves when we bring him up. So Dad, shout out to you. We have so much to talk about because you hate when I don't finish my meals.
And you provide the most content for our family.
Actually, one other thing last night, you know, he finishes cleaning the kitchen before. I don't know if anyone else has, their dad is like a drill sergeant about the kitchen being clean. That's like the one thing that has to be clean. And I get it. I totally get it. But everyone
think you do.
No.
I don't think she gets
everyone has a different standard of like clean. Like there weren't any dishes, but like there was like some water bottles on the counter and there was like a couple of dishes.
Pristine. Like flip a nickel off the table.
Like no crumb, like nothing. And I walk in from like, I think I had just taken a shower and like I hadn't been like around for a couple of minutes. And he was like, you see this, Maddie? I'm like, what? He goes, this is a clean kitchen. And I'm like, okay. He's like, I just wanted you to know. I just wanted to remind you. I was like, thanks.
So passive aggressive.
Yeah, he was like, this is what it looks like. I'm like, okay, great job. Thanks, Dad. But can you tell the only people we hang out with is our parents?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Yes.
20-year-olds living with their parents.
I'm looking for places to move out.
Carly is already actively looking and I'm like, I can't afford it. So I'm stuck. Sorry, Mom and Dad. I'm poor. Anyways.
Let's go into Hell Yeah and Hell Nah this week. You
actually. No, this was a you thing.
Well, because I saw one of my friends, Mike McManus, shout out to him. I didn't mean to use your last name, Mike. So sorry.
Exposed.
But also, he is a realtor.
Yeah, so I guess we can.
I went and looked at an open house with him the other day. So if you ever need winter real estate properties, go check them out.
Plug.
He's the best. Quick plug. Ask for Mike or Lexi. They are unreal. So we were talking, me and him were talking about Weight Watchers. And I was like, oh, like, have you tried it? What do you think? And he was like, yeah, I love it. Like I've seen success with it, like all this stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. Awesome. So me and Maddie wanted to dive into that this week. I literally said to him, I think I'm going to use it on the podcast
this week. Well, it's a good topic because I feel like, unlike some of I feel like a lot of the diets that we talk about are pretty well known, but Weight Watchers has been around for a while. They have commercials for it. Like, I forget, was it Jennifer Hudson? Was she the face of Weight Watchers for a little bit? Like, was she? Like celebrities.
1963 was when it was founded.
So like been a long time coming, and it's also, I feel like, evolved a lot as the years have gone on. They always have celebrity endorsements. So it's one of those diets that people are familiar with. So it's cool to dive into those for you guys. So we'll just dive on in. So if you haven't heard of Weight Watchers, it goes by a point system. So a lot of the diets that we've talked about, it's a lot of restriction, right? So it's restrictive based on what you're eating. It's restrictive based on protein, carbs, fats. You can't eat beans. You can't eat like fish, anything fatty. So this one goes off of a point system.
Yes. And so basically how I kind of noticed it, it's like macros simplified. this point system is developed for each person individually, and you get a certain amount of allotted points a day, and you can use those points how you want. So say like, for example, you want like a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
That might be like 13 points out of your 39 points a day.
How many points do you get? It depends on the amount of points you get depends on like how old you are, your weight, your goal weight, your activity level. So it's going to be different for everyone.
Yeah, so for example, say you're getting like 36 points a day or whatever.
Right.
I don't even know. And you want like a cheeseburger, that takes up 13
certain amount of points.
Yes, that's like half of your points a day. So you have to ration the other meals around that meal. That's the only part of it that I don't know if I like, because if you're starving yourself the rest of the day because you're craving one thing, I don't know if I like that type of it. Right. But feel free to continue where you were going.
I think it's good in the sense that it's not telling you, hey, you can't eat this, you can't eat that, you can't eat this, which I like. But
and that's what macros is like too.
Right.
If you're given a number.
And you have to hit that number. Only thing, and like we talk about this a lot with diets, the mental aspect for me, it's one of those diets that I feel like can create an obsession level.
Well, for example, say I got allotted 36 points. I'd be like, oh, let me see if I can get to 33. Right. Or like to 30. And then I'll lose even more weight.
Right. But also like you said, say you eat that cheeseburger. Imagine, and like say you eat a cheeseburger, a whole thing of fries, and a milkshake. Imagine how many, a good amount of your points.
And that's also a meal for me weekly.
Well, yeah, Carly had Shake Shack last week. Like, and this is a normal thing. And Carly's not beating herself up being like, I can't eat dinner now.
Yeah,
like,
no.
The thing with that is it worries me, because if you're really trying like to follow this guideline, you might be like, well, I can't eat lunch I can't eat dinner, and I shouldn't have eaten breakfast. Like, and then that's the mental abuse that I'm like not super keen on. The other part of Weight Watchers is it has coaches. Like you have a designated coach on a certain tier level. And it's not physician run. So you're not getting a nutritionist. You're not getting a dietitian.
You're getting a coach.
You're getting a coach. And do with that what you will. It's not a medical professional. They don't know, like they might know the surface level history that you gave them, that they're like, oh, you weigh this much, you're this active, this is how we're going to determine what you can have.
But they don't know how your body will respond to everything.
Right. And like we always say, diets will not work the same for everyone.
Yeah.
And also the retention rate, again, that is, I think, always the number one thing we're always saying about diets. Like it is so hard to continue.
11% successful without gaining weight back. And how do they even know at this point that they're still haven't gained weight back?
Right. And it's just one of those things where the minute you fall off of it, like say you lose all this weight, right? The minute you're like, I don't need the point system anymore.
Yeah.
The minute you do that, maybe you're able to like,
mentally know.
I remember when Dad was doing a specific diet, he was doing, what's it called? MyFitnessPal, where you like log all your stuff. Basically, macros. He would be able to, after he did it for so long, he was like, oh, I kind of have an idea of how much is in this and how much is in that, right?
Yeah.
So maybe with Weight Watchers, after a long time, like, oh, I know how many points this would probably be.
However, a girl on our swim team did do it and lost a ton of weight and knew, and she's honestly kept it off. She's one of that 11%.
Which is amazing.
Which is amazing because that was her goal. She wanted to lose that weight, and she got to a healthy weight and maintained.
Has kept it.
Yes. And that's amazing. I'm glad that this was her journey to kickstart her. That does not go the same for everyone. Not everyone has the same mental discipline. Not everyone has the same like way of fitting it into their lifestyle.
Right.
And we don't want you to ever feel like restricted by a diet. We'd rather just like
fit in
gently,
like a puzzle piece.
Yes. Just like a nice little like, I don't know what am I saying?
I don't know. What's the word you're looking for? Like you're able to ease into it.
Yeah. Just like kind of like make those better choices that just like I don't know. Let's move on.
Carly, I understand what you're trying to say. Just something that it doesn't feel so off the path for you.
Yes.
I feel like with diets,
if I tried to do any diet, it would feel off the path for me.
Yeah, Carly would not be able to eat the way she eats. And maybe that'd be a good thing. Maybe that wouldn't be. I don't know. We're not sure. We have spoken about the way Carly eats. She is like the 1% that can function off the way that she eats, like eating mini pancakes from the microwave for 2 meals and still has energy and still works out as much as she does and hasn't collapsed yet. That's amazing.
However, imagine how amazing I would feel if I fueled my body properly. I think about that all the time.
Carly's like, is this why I'm fatigued?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, is this why I have a headache? Is this why?
No, when I get a headache, I'm like, is it lack of caffeine, lack of sleep, anxiety, or a brain tumor? I don't know. It could be any of those, or it could just be dehydration or, malnourishment. Who knows?
No,
fun game.
I know. There's, yeah, so that's why.
Yeah,
that's my eating habits.
Maybe Carly doesn't want a diet. That's fine.
I don't want a diet. I don't. But also, what we're back to Weight Watchers. What we were saying with Weight Watchers is that we don't want you to go out of your way to do it. If it's something that you like, if your goal in life is to lose weight, like we always say, see a nutritionist and find the best plan for you, because you jumping on any fad diet that is around, it's
probably not going to work, because like we said, it's just, everyone has this incredible success story with that first diet. And they're like, oh my God, look at all the weight I lost. Yeah. And then they stop. And it's so mentally debilitating when you stop something from having success with it. And then you gain, usually too, the percentage of people that gain more weight than they lost is so high.
Yeah.
And it mentally messes with you.
100%.
And that's the reason why we're always like, you know what? Yeah, some people, keto, random like diets that we've dissected, insane success. And then others, they're like, it literally caused me to be so mentally like insane about food because it was so restrictive. And it's not going to work the same for everyone. So with that being said, I'm going to give a hell nah yeah. Like I think the I'm going to flip my whiteboard a million times.
Yeah.
I think the idea of Weight Watchers, great. It's not restrictive in the sense of
you can eat
food
whatever
groups.
you want.
You can eat whatever you need or feel like you want. However, the points still are that sense of restriction where it's like it can start being really mentally abusive.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
like
hard.
We always say, like, if that is something you are willing to try, see a nutritionist.
Yeah.
Ask them.
Is this going to be something that would be good for me?
Yes. And fit into my lifestyle and be a good choice for me down the road, because maybe you do need some restriction in your life. Yeah. Maybe I need some restriction in my life.
I don't know. Stop eating everything we want. No, we don't. We should continue
to eat the damn cake.
But I think instead of always, and I feel like I haven't ever said this before, instead of focusing on, hey, is this physically going to be the best thing for me? Make sure you go to your doctor or your nutritionist or dietitian and be like, okay, is this physically going to benefit me, but also mentally?
Yes.
How am I going to be able to do this? Because I feel like the mental aspect with eating and food is
the hardest part.
It's like 50-50, honestly. Yeah. The physical and mental part of it, 50-50. So, I think definitely when you're ever thinking about doing any of those diets, like we say, see your physician or dietitian or nutritionist and see what would fit best in your life, and make sure it's a lifestyle change. Don't just go cold turkey into something just because you think there's going to be a ton of weight loss at the end of it.
And that's on Weight Watchers.
That's on Weight Watchers, honey.
So as you guys know, this past year has been horrible for most people, to put it lightly. But no, there have been
just awful.
Horrible. Like, honestly, it hasn't been great. Like, 2020 March to 2021 March has been,
I can't believe it's been a year.
It's been long, it's been fast, it's been everything in between.
We've been in March for 12 months.
Yes, we've been in a pandemic. Like, honestly,
a panorama.
I just wanted to shed some light on maybe some good that's happened in the past year. And I know that there have been a lot of terrible and eye-opening things in the last year, so I'm not discounting any of those things. No. Let me just say that.
No, there has been a lot of things in this year 2020, but we wanted to celebrate your victories
from the past year.
Yeah.
And a question I put on Eat the Damn Cake podcast this morning was, what was one thing... What did I even say?
What was one thing that
what can you do today that you were not capable of a year ago? And I think this is very important because all of us look as us like staying in the same place for the last year.
Yeah, we're like, oh, it's been a stagnant year. We haven't and I can even say, Carly asked me this morning, she's like, what's one thing you can do today that you couldn't do? I'm like, nothing.
Podcast.
Right. Well, that's the thing though. I immediately was like, nothing. Like, and you know, we all have those negative like voices in our head being like, this was a crappier year than years past. So nothing good has come from it. And it's really all about shifting your perspective. So
I'm going to read everyone's responses and we're going to dive into this topic a little bit more.
I'm so excited.
Someone said a push-up, which...
Okay.
Me too.
Carly, honestly, so I was thinking about how we started Built by Byron, right? Like, you know, a year ago in January.
Can we do that after this? After I read all the...
Oh, well, I was just going to say, when we started teaching in the living room, all of our push-ups were from our knees.
Especially mine.
Oh, well, even mine. I looked back at some of my videos. I was like, oh, good God.
Yeah, a push-up, staying up for a fast jog and spin class.
Unreal.
Love that. Meditate for 10 minutes.
That's...
Count to 10. Is that you, Sam?
What the heck?
I read that without reading it before. And
I read that earlier. It was like, someone's messing with us. Congrats.
Sam,
huge victory.
Our producer.
Congratulations.
He can count to 10. He couldn't last March, so everyone give him a round of applause.
Well, now moving to counting to 20. Good luck.
Someone said run 6 miles.
Holy shit.
Someone said run 150 miles in a week or 50 at a time.
Jesus.
Wow. Someone said a negative push-up. Someone said way more push-ups and handstands. Someone said true form push-ups. Thank you, BBB. Also running 5 miles. Fast jogs. Go into the weight section at the gym confidently and know what I'm doing.
Yes.
Listen to my body and what it needs more. Love that.
Love.
Advocate for myself in situations I'm uncomfortable. That is amazing.
Honestly, kudos.
Yes. 3 push-ups. Being able to take negative situations and turn it around to find the positives in it. Love that. Walk without pain since I've started strength training.
Yes.
Take a spin class without knee pain.
Yes.
Feeling super confident going to the gym because of how hard I've worked. Teaching children remotely successfully and hang clean my body weight.
Oh my God.
So
I just got chills a little bit. I like just got goosebumps.
That question, I'm like ready to tear up.
I like want to cry.
That was honestly so eye-opening to us. Like, so many people have accomplished so much in the past year, and I wonder if they've celebrated it.
I know. And maybe that question was the thing that they needed to be like, holy shit, I'm amazing. Yeah. I'm friggin' awesome.
So when I think of, like, when everyone thinks of 2020, especially me, I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I was depressed. I couldn't teach spin. I couldn't do this. But I got my puppy.
You too.
Built by Byron took off.
Yeah.
We started a podcast. Like, so many amazing things did happen in 2020, but they've gotten overshadowed because of the negativity surrounding 2020.
And, you know, I think we all have to just be a little kind to ourselves sometimes. Like, definitely absorb and learn and teach yourselves the important things to grow within 2020, but also take a step back and be like, look at all the cool shit I did. Look at what I accomplished. Like, the fact that so many people were like, I am stronger. I'm coming out of this pandemic stronger than I was at the beginning.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically, like,
we're all mentally stronger, whether you want to believe it or not. We are all coming out of this stronger. The whole world is as united as a group coming out of this stronger.
We are.
We are never going to take for granted anything. Again, nightlife, hanging out with friends.
I know, a hug.
Seeing people, a
freaking hug. Do you know how much I miss hugging
Seeing people smile. Like, you're never going to take that for granted again going forward. And that's just, in a way, beautiful because you'll really appreciate everything once life is completely back to normal.
I mean, the little things, right?
Yeah.
Just the small small, like I was saying, none of these are small victories, but in the grand scheme of things, I feel like a lot of us would not ever acknowledge them unless asked, right?
No, exactly.
So celebrating those little victories, like, good for you. You can do a friggin' push-up now. Like, that is, you are on the like 10% of, like, if you're a female, most women can't. It's like, it is very hard.
It is. And it takes a lot to get there. Like, coming from experience, like Maddie said, we started Built by Byron in our basement last March, March 17th, on a rug, barefoot. I don't know,
like the dog was running, or like,
yeah, we started that, and we didn't know where we were going, what direction we were going in. We just were like, people need to work out and we're stuck at home. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And I remember taking every video push up from my knees, and I'm just pushing up from my knees. And then Maddie, who's actually way better at push-ups than I am, coached me through it and like kind of got me to the form that I needed, and then taught me how to do a negative push-up, and then taught me how to do like a full-blown push-up. And now I can confidently do 5 push-ups in a row. And I never, ever thought with my rib injury I would be there.
And it's just going back to like progressions. Let's start thinking of modifications as progressions, right?
Yes, like to piggyback off last week.
Yeah, it's just, that's a huge part of like us just teaching ourselves and being kind to ourselves and being like, hey, just because I can't do it right now doesn't mean I'm not going to be able to do it in a year, in 2 months, 3 months.
And I also love the people who are like, I feel confident going into the weight section in the gym,
which is literally the most intimidating thing. 100%. I don't know why there's this like orb around the weights, like right? Like when you walk into a gym, you're like, I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
Like, I know what I'm doing. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'll do body weight.
Like there are all these meatheads in the corner, like just like taking pictures of the muscles, like, and like, judging, like you're like, so can I just grab a 10-pound weight?
Can I just get in there, please? Like the judgment zone in there is high, and good for you. Don't ever let someone else's judgments, and honestly, like we always say, people probably aren't, but it's our own heads being like, they're watching me. Like, they're probably not.
Exactly.
But like, it feels like they are. Don't let that scare you. You're a lot stronger and smarter than you think you are walking into that area. You probably know a lot more than the other people standing around there. They're just I always say, some people would be like, how do you pull that off? And I'm like, well, if you act like you're pulling it off, you are.
It's all about the confidence, baby.
It is. It also gives me chills. Being able to speak up for myself when I'm not comfortable in a situation.
100%.
Like, that is so hard.
And to come to that realization, like that your voice in this day and age need to do that.
You can do it.
You can do that. Like that.
Like,
that's
how many
unbelievable.
times have you been in a situation where you're like, I hate every moment of this, but you didn't want to speak up? Like, so many times. So like, find your voice. Get up there, say what's on your mind. Like,
be confident.
Be confident.
And then I also love the turning negatives into positives. Yep. I feel like I try to do this, like, and find the silver lining in everything. And it's just, it changes your perspective on things.
Definitely.
When you don't give in to negative energy, it will not follow you. You have to sometimes create the positive energy, and that's what's going to guide you through the rest of your day.
And I think, a lot of it too is like, yes, 100%, like, do that. Find that positive silver lining. But also, I think, did we talk about it last week? Like, don't be so hard on yourself if you're having a bad day and you feel like down in the dumps about something. Like, allow yourself to cope with that, get through that, and then get into that positive energy.
Yeah.
Like, don't feel like you have to immediately be like, oh, this is like, when I hurt my back, I wasn't obviously like, this is perfect.
No,
but like,
you should allow your time to sulk, but
it's so true though. Finding the positive. Like, I was moving very fast through life. I was doing a shit ton of stuff, working out so much, and everyone's like, maybe this is your body telling you to slow down. Yeah. And I'm like, you're right. So it's, even with all the shit going on in 2020, look at all of the beautiful things that came
out of it. Yeah.
Like, I got goosebumps when you were reading through all of those.
I know.
And also, I just want to say, like, and this isn't, and I think everyone's like also being like, there's no arrogance or cockiness anymore. Like, gas yourself up. Like, a lot of those people were our clients replying with the push-ups and stuff, being like, I can do a push-up now because we were doing your classes. And that feels really cool.
Yeah.
Like,
it does.
I've had multiple people reach out to us being like, I can do a push-up now. And I'm like, I want to cry.
Yeah, no, exactly. It makes me happy that we had an impact on someone's...
a positive impact on someone's
life, and was able to just create that like confidence in their push-ups so that they feel confident enough to do them on their own.
Right.
Just
I know. Look at
so exciting.
Look at those good things.
Wow. This is how we got the idea of that middle segment, because our this or that was a throwback to when we were in full-blown lockdown.
I know, throwback to how long was that? 3 months?
Yeah, March to June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Colleen. She actually kind of sparked this, our mom.
She did a lot of them, but we shifted a couple of them.
Yes.
One way or the other. So
we got your results. The hard-hitting questions.
Put on real clothes or stay in PJs all day.
So this is just an easy question in my mind. PJs. Although
my PJs are real clothes.
Okay.
Like, I don't sweatpants or
like, I now do kind of have PJ sets, but like sweatpants all day.
219 in stay in PJs, 77 for real clothes.
That's incredible that people actually put on jeans.
Some people, do you need to take that?
Mass General Hospital is just calling me and I'm like, hello? Like, I'm not going to pick it up.
Okay.
It's fine. It's about my spine, everyone. Don't worry. It is my back.
I knew that was an important call, so that's why I asked if you needed to take that.
Following my journey, I got denied from a neurosurgeon. I am trying another neurosurgeon, and that's probably who just called, which is good news. Hopefully they're calling me to tell me
that you're in.
I'm in.
Okay. Next question. Netflix or Hulu?
Okay, this is hard.
Yeah, I know. Hard-hitting questions only. Sorry.
The Bachelor is on Hulu, and I utilize it quite often for that.
Yeah.
But New Girl is on Netflix.
New Girl.
Netflix.
The Office was on
I don't want to talk about that. That's upsetting.
I say Netflix too, and so does most people. $252 for Netflix, $70 for Hulu.
Okay. Wow, I didn't expect that. I thought it was going to be closer.
Puzzle or read a book? I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure people are like, puzzle.
Actually,
I said read a book. Yeah, we read Verity.
Verity was so good. If you guys need a
I think
thriller,
the whole world has read it at this point.
Honestly. We all posted it.
Silent Patient was so good.
Oh, that was really good too.
Yeah, we read some books.
We read some books. Some people read like 50 books. We were like, we read two.
Hey, it was 2 books that I wasn't spending on Netflix or TikTok or
true.
Online shopping.
That is so true.
Read a book was $203, $105 for Puzzle.
Okay.
We got Family Game Night or Zoom with Friends.
That's tough. I feel like we combined the two a lot.
Yeah, we did.
We did a lot of
computer like
what's it
game
called?
Night quiz.
Quiplash. Yeah, that was something we did a lot. So I would say both.
$191 for Family Game Night. That one that makes my heart happy. And $114 for Zoom with Friends. Yeah, we did both.
I did a lot of both.
Yeah.
To keep my mental sanity. I spent a lot of time with my fam, but the game nights were really fun.
This one was really close. Cook or bake or watch TV?
Cook or bake. I made like 15 pies.
Yeah, Maddie. Oh my gosh, she did.
I literally started a lucrative bakery business out of our house. Like I was like selling pies. Like why? I don't know.
Them.
I sold like 6 or 7 blueberry pies. And yes, I did make the crust and the filling from scratch. And yes, it was delicious. But every week there was a pie in the house. And then also I sold chocolate chip cookies. Yeah, that was another thing that I did.
$166 for cook or bake and $140 for watch TV. I was sitting on my ass enjoying the chocolate chip
Carly would be like, "Are you making cookies tonight?" I'm like, "Will you do the dishes?" That was literally
the bargain.
Every other night.
Like if she would make the cookies, as long as she made the cookies, I would voluntarily do the dishes.
She's like, "I'll do the dishes."
She just hates cleaning up, and I just hate cooking, so it works.
There was literally only like 2 dishes every time, like the pans and the bowl. But Carly was like, "Yeah, I'll do it."
So clean out closet or take a nap. Everyone and their mother cleaned out their closet.
I would say clean out the closet. Naps, I wasn't doing enough in quarantine for me to need naps.
I for some reason napped every day still.
Carly still napped a lot.
I don't know why.
She's a huge napper.
I am a big napper, but also when I'm like just like
bored,
I can nap on command.
Carly just puts herself to sleep.
Yeah.
It's about that time.
$171 for clean out the closet, $137 for taking up. I don't think I ever had an actual day where I cleaned out the closet because I was still kind of at bespoke.
Yeah, you were still filming a good amount.
Yeah, so I was still working out, which is why I chose to nap. Yeah.
But the thing is everyone watched Marie Kondo on Netflix.
Yeah.
So everyone Marie Kondo'd their whole room. I remember I did the little wrappy fold things.
You still do it?
I don't want to talk about that.
I'm going to post a picture of her room on Eat the Damn Cake.
I don't want to do that.
We're going to I don't want to do.
I did clean out my closet recently, but I didn't organize.
Online shop or scroll TikTok?
Okay. I will say online shop. I did a whole lot of online shopping in quarantine. Aerie. I was on Aerie's website every other day.
Yeah.
I bought a lot of things.
I said online shop too. I wasn't as big on TikTok during the beginning months.
Post quarantine.
Yeah.
It's taken over my life. In quarantine, I was barely on it. I was like, TikTok's stupid. And now
same here.
I hate myself. I'm on it all the time.
$199 for online shop, $112 for scroll TikTok.
Oh, wow. That was close.
Virtual workouts or run or walk outside?
Virtual workouts.
I said virtual workouts too, but run or walk outside, one with 172 and 136 for virtual.
That makes sense. I'm just not self-motivated. I need someone to be
Maddie hates running.
Well, that, but also like I can't just like go. I'm not self-motivated person. I need people to say, go do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Do this. I'm like, okay.
Okay. Last but not least, I'm actually...
This was the bonus question, right?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Tiger King or Outer Banks?
I don't know what I vote. I think I voted Tiger King because I never made it through the whole Outer Banks.
People were DMing us being like, Outer Banks better win because I watch it multiple times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't finish it. It lost me halfway. I was like, I'm bored.
I know.
Like, what happened?
Why
did they find a sunken ship? I don't get it. You know what I mean?
There's a season 2 coming out.
Yeah, but what's it going to be about? Like, honestly,
I know. I feel like
Tiger King was realistic. It was real. It was wild. It was Joe Exotic, and I freaking loved
Carol
him.
Baskin. Like, there was so much chatter around that. Like,
I loved Tiger King. Outer Banks, 171, 95 for Tiger King.
Okay.
So
that makes sense, but I could never get into it.
No, me neither. And yeah,
it just,
it wasn't for me. I mean, I honestly, it was entertaining the first couple episodes.
Yeah.
Acting was subpar, not gonna lie.
It was honestly, they had a really
people are
good
gonna come for me for saying this.
Really good looking leads. Like it was real, like definitely sight for sore eyes. Definitely something I didn't mind looking at. But then the content of it, I was like, okay, like
why the girl was kind of moody. The guy was kind of a Maddie, right?
Yeah, her name's Maddie.
Yeah,
moody girls. Cute. So
Did
cute.
you post a TikTok and it was like, what should I name my annoying ass daughter? And it was like Maddie, and you were like, okay.
I don't like how specific my TikTok is getting.
Yeah,
like my For You page. I was scrolling and this, like Carly said, the video came up and they were like, my parents thinking of the most possible like annoying name to like name the most obnoxious kid, and I was like, oh, it's probably gonna be like something stupid, and it goes Maddie. I'm like, okay, well that is just
that hit a little close to home.
Stung a little bit. Thanks a lot, Mom and Dad. I don't know if any of you knew this, but I was gonna be Regan. Yes. Regan. My name was Regan. Actually, my name was Regan Catherine Byron for 3 hours.
It was
RKB.
Yeah. Instead of MBB.
Yep. And then they called my grandma and she called me Reagan, and they were like, so that's not her name. We're changing it. And they changed it to Madeline. Here I am.
And I think Madeline, no offense to anyone named Regan, but I think Madeline is pretty.
It fits me probably.
It fits you. Maddie fits you.
We would hope.
Maddie the other day at dinner randomly goes, you guys missed out. I would have been a cute Reggie. And I was like, what?
Okay, but Reggie's a cute little like...
Yes, but we never would have called you Reggie because I've never heard the nickname Reggie for Regan.
Okay, that's true though, because Mom and Dad were like, well, in a perfect world, sure, you thought you would have been called Reggie. We would not have called you that.
Yeah, exactly.
And it would have never been your name. I'm like, okay, fair. So Maddie it is. That's perfect. Like these are the conversations we have at dinner because we're running out of things to talk about. Not much is going on in our lives.
I need to move out. I need to create more content. I'm
thinking about something that happened 23 years ago. I'm like, remember that day you changed my name? Yeah, you shouldn't have. Like, yep. So
I would have been a cute Reggie.
They were literally like, oh,
I was either going to be Abigail, Olivia, or Carly. And I popped out. They were like, Carly.
Popped out,
slid right out and slithered out.
That's not what happened.
No, that is not what happened.
That's not what happened.
We won't go there.
We won't get graphic. Okay.
Next week we have a guest coming on. We are super excited. We think you guys are going to absolutely love this guest.
Yes. And we're not going to tell you their identity quite yet. We got to keep the suspense. But once we do tell you, definitely DM us with any questions that you have for them. We're so excited.
Also, don't be alarmed. Next week, we will probably be doing 2 This or That's because we are going to be switching our recording day, which means you guys are going to get Eat the Damn Cake a little bit earlier in your eardrums.
In those ear balls.
Here's what we need you guys to do to keep the love flowing. We made the charts again this week, and we want to only move up from there. So we need your help. We need you to subscribe, to rate, to review, to follow, to share,
to live, to laugh, to love. Do it all. Do all the things. But really though, I asked last week, and I'm not kidding. You guys maybe think I'm not going and checking to see if you write a review. I sure am. Every single day.
Yeah, she does.
And my heart sinks a little bit more each day that there's not a new one. And it only takes 2 seconds. If you have Apple Podcasts on your phone,
it's pretty easy.
It's pretty easy. Just go on. Like we said, you can just write, I love my dog. And we will vibe with that.
Whoa.
I hate when we do that. But yeah, so just please do that and enjoy the rest of your week. And we cannot wait to get back to you next week with our lovely ass guest.
Lovely ass guest. Have an awesome rest of your week, y'all. Let's
bada bing, bada boom.